Okay, we just started Tafkuf and Ches. Shail of Tover Mesav Sacharegel, Ochal of Avelus Beregel, Achar Regel, Maskalino Shiva, Venoik Avelus, when the Shloshim Yom Akvura, Noik Vishar Shloshim Chok Zer Shloshim. The din is that the Gemara talks about that Avelus is not Deiche. Is not Deiche. The regel is Deiche Avelus, meaning that they say that the Avelus Yom Rishon is deraisa. But Afal Pikein, they says it from a pasuk of by Aaron Cohen, and that's Avelus Yom Rishon, which is on the day of the Kvura. There's a din of Avelus, there's different nafkaminas, kachim, and different things. As a din of Avelus is deraisa. However, if the simcha of the moed is doicha that in the deraisa of samach b'charecha, however, is doicha the Avelus. So therefore, it's mevatel the shiva, mevatel shloshim. We'll see the different dinim. So kaimer sharisin shnei yom tovim. Chutzar to do 2 days yom tov. Monish hashiva miyom tov sheni ha'achron. You count shiva if it was made to tocha regel. You start saying shiva. You start counting 7 days from the second day yom tov, from the 8th day. Or 9th day. Even though he's not knowing avelus, since yom tov sheni is midivreim, a little min a minyan. So hey mamu, they say okay fine. You'll sit 6 days after the moed. Shisha Yomim bilvad, and you'll count afterwards 6 days. Only 6 days. Like in Yom Sheni, Rosh Hashanah Ola Lamin Shiva. I'm Yeridea. The Ramal says, I guess it's a discussion over there that. Okay, the Mishnah says it's a Tal Sefer. Achopanim, there is a shaila about on Rosh Hashanah what the din is. So Achopanim, that's we discussed. It's discussed somewhere else. Hakover is meisai b'yom tov sheni shagolios. Someone who buries a mace on Yom Tov Sheni, Yom Tov Achron, or Yom Tov Sheni shel Atzeres. If the Kvura is on Yom Tov Sheni or Yom Tov Rishon, if they do it all day goyim, depends here on it. So whatever it is, or on the second day of seventh day Yom Tov of Shavuos, no velos im haisa osa hayom yom miso Kvura. You'd be knowing avelus on that day on Yom Tov Sheni if that was the Yom Miso Kvura. Hoil Yom Tov Sheni v'divrei avelus Yom Rishon shel Torah. Like I said, the avelus of Yom Rishon is midaraisa. Therefore, yitcha asay shel divrei and the asay shel Torah. The asay, the asay of Yom Tov Sheni is nintche from the asay of the Torah, which is which would be knowing dini avelus on that first day. Now which dini avelus shiva and all these things are really all. The Rambam says Moshe Rabbeinu was masaking shivim avelus, so it wasn't deraisa. Having a raya from Parshas Vayechi, it says Vayakov, it says that they sat 7 days, but they said that's for Matan Torah. 7 days, the minhagi avelus of sitting on the floor, take off your shoe, things like that. That's all the Chachamim said to do. Or the rayas from Psukim and Yechezkel, Halaminoik, but Al Kulpanim, on the Iker Din, you have to do something. You have to do the some avelus. You're not allowed simcha. You're not allowed to, not allowed to know certain things is on the first day of Kvura Misa is deraisa. I guess it's sort of like the idea of HaMoed that the Chachamim sort of define what you should be knowing. But al Chopanim, that's the din. Therefore, Yom Tov Sheni, it's Deicha. But in cover also Yom Tov Sheni, Rosh Hashanah, in Nog Ba'avelis, you don't know Ba'avelis, Shishleim, Kiyom Aruch, because then it's a strong, even though yes, it's Zer D'Rabbanan, but it's, I guess the Chacham said that it's strong enough that it's not, you can't be Noeg Avelus. Right. So Agavi Yesh Cholkim. The Srilu the Ein Nog Avelus Shum Yom Tov Sheni. Ramah says the minig Minig Posher in the Shanas. Ramah says our minig is not to do that. Ashkenazi minig is even Yom Tov Sheni, we're not doicha Isat Shiva afterwards. Like I said, Shiva anyway is what are you supposed to do and not whatever. We'll see. There's the idea that you don't Shabbatzina. It could be Orach Chaim. We'll see in a second. There's some sort of kiyum of the Veils Deraisa even on Yom Tov Sheni, even if you don't sit Shiva. But Al Chopanim minig Ashkenaz is not to do any Avelis. So the Mishnah Berurah says that both places can say that they hold that the Avelis Yom Rishon is only Rabbanan. They're right. There are different shitas who hold that. There is a shitas Aravid who Taka holds that. There is Avelis Deraisa. The Gemara says it. The Gemara says it's Avelis Deraisa. The question is what is the Avelis Deraisa? When does it apply? Does it hold the Rambam, the Ramban? The Ravid says that it's 30. It's the shloshim. Not to get a haircut for shloshim is that's deraisa. Like are different pshatim in the Rishonim. So this shita, so Tam and the Rosh hold that. So at least Shavur says that they hold it's derabanan. Al Chopanim. We'll see. Zeh Dalid. Zeh Shamarnu Shakover Mesa Berega Lo Chalav Avelos. That was she said that someone who buries a mace on the regel, Yom Tov, or on the HaMoed, lo chalav avelos. How do you leave dvarim shel farhestia? These are like sitting on very public things, sitting on the floor, taking not wearing shoes, etc., etc. So that's dvarim shel farhestia. But dvarim shebetzina noeg. But dvarim shebetzina is noeg, which means. Rechitza, Tashmish, and Talmud Torah. This is what the Mishnah Berurah says. That's during Shabbatzina. That's also on during the 9 days. The Shabbos Chazayim. Also, it's Tisha B'Av falls on Shabbos. Also, knowing these things to a certain degree. Well, Rechitza not, but in on Chol Moed, there's a din of Rechitza B'Cham and din of from Shloshim. A person's not allowed to take a hot shower. Everyone knows that. We're not giving a share in Hilchos Avelos, but there is a din that for 30 days the person is not supposed to take a hot shower. He can only take a posherim, like in 9 days, whatever. You can't take a hot shower, so you shouldn't do that in the Chol Moed either. Obviously, taking a haircut, you can't do any of it Chol Moed. Tashmish is Darvin Shabbatzina. Talmud Torah, learning is a machlokes. It seems that Ish Matirin, Mishnah brings the Ish Matirin, and it's the Rebbeisha says you don't have to worry about it. Or you can learn. I didn't have a chance to look it up. There's different reasons why it's a strong reason that learning is something. The reason you don't learn is because of the simcha. It could be that's not. It could be that's there's different cheshbonos over here. But Akol Padin, Mishnah Berurah points out, a person should not get an aliyah. I was out. I know someone that they had a levaya during the Chol Moed, and their son was getting married. The son's ufruf was on I think the last day of Pesach, something like that, and so they had to get. So they gave him an aliyah because it would be farhesia. It would be farhesia for the ufruf. If they didn't give the father an aliyah, it would be farhesia. So they gave him an aliyah. That's a general. Okay, that's Hilchos Avelos that you can't be knowing Avelos before Hestia. So in the case where avoiding something, it's obvious. Oh, what do you mean? Why did he get an aliyah? It's because he's an Avelos, so then you have to change that. Hey, Afapisha ein Avelos noig b'moed, aninus noig b'moed. Even if you say Avelos is not noig, but aninus is. Now, what is aninus? Aninus means he don't. Well, everyone's owning. He doesn't make bracha. He's potter from tefillin until the kfuras haveis. He's potter from tefillin. potter from tefillah, potter from brachos. There's a bit of a machlekes what the reason is, and there's nafkamina. I think the Ramban in Torah Sa'odam says it's vitam avelus. It's a sniff of avelus, and therefore it's also Rasav V'yayin. There's different things therefore you don't do if you're having Isaac and Kruos Ames, covered Ames, things like that. The Rambam says the Tam is saying you don't make brachas, all these things. Says Isaac and mitzvah patur bin a mitzvah, and therefore if a person a person's an onay until the Kvura, or let's say the Kvura is happening somewhere else. Someone to Eretz Yisrael or going to a different city, whatever it is. So then once he has no more responsibility, then he starts in Shiva. I know that I think Shmuel Zalman said if a person's not the main, let's say that he's not the main person arranging with the Chaver Kedisha or whatever. But he says because of the Rambam, a person should try to do something, to arrange so that he's still being Isaac mitzvah. So otherwise he might be chayiv mitzvahs. That's the Ninus. So Ninus is knowing on Chol HaMoed. She meisel Chol HaMoed also b'dvarim she'ani also b'hem. He meis b'Yom Tov ve'ena road to the cover bo b'Yom. If he's meis on Yom Tov, he's going to bury him on Yom Tov. Ein alav din Ninus, then he has no din Ninus. Right? On Shabbos is zil din oinim because he can't bury him on Shabbos if the meis is nifter on Shabbos. Elim kein tzarich lahachshich al tchum lahachin lo tzarich kfura az chalav din Ninus mishar shemachshich. On Yom Tov, if he has to travel or get stuff ready to go ahead and go quickly to start arranging stuff. Once he starts getting stuff ready, do achana, then he would have dinaninos. But in Meis be Yom Tov Sheni, he wrote to the cover of Yom, and he wants to bury on Yom Tov Sheni. Be Yom Tov Rishon, he wrote to the cover Ayadei Yehudi, or Yom Tov Rishon. Like we said before in Hilchos Yom Tov, that Yom Tov Sheni. The minhag nowadays, the person can say the minhag is it can happen. People could do it, but the person can say that Yom Tov Sheni, if you can bury a mace, but if it's going to cause people to drive in and zilzul, and it's better not to. Generally, I don't know if Rabbanim do it. It could be they do. I don't know. I don't know. Well, Chapadim on Tov Rishon, if you have goyim do it, if there's a reason, I don't know. They have to. So if you are taka doing it, then chal alav aninus. Then anytime the kvura is going to happen, then the chal aninus, and that means that he's also in divrei Torah, also in simcha. Until that time, he's also in all these things. Also v'yayin that. But it seems there's a machlokas about learning because that seems to be that the Mishabura brings the Magen Avraham and the Yehuda about whether he's allowed to learn that if he's not there's a machlokas about Yom Tov Rishon and Belayla Shein Derech Kavro, whether there's an Isser if he's planning to bury, it was nifter right after Shkia Nagid or after Tzeis, and they're going to bury him the next day. Shailos at night is not the derech to go ahead and to bury him if there are dinaninus. At least he's allowed to learn, and on that there's a machlokas between the Mishaburing Shitas. The Yehuda says it's mutter. Other Shitas say it's still aser. Chupanim, Fia Inyan, if that happens, whatever. Sivvav, Afal Pisha Ein Avelus Beregel, even though there's no Avelus on Yom Tov, on the regular Chol HaMoed, Ineitzel Meis Beregel, if Taka someone was nifter, Misaskim Bil Beregel Anachamo. You do Nichum Avelim on the Moed. L'achar Regel, Kishiyichlu Shiva, L'misas HaMeis, when the Shiva finishes from when the mace is nifter, even though he's still sitting shiva, he could have work done. People could do work for him, he can manage some business, whatever it is. So this comes out an interesting din over here that that there is a din of Nichum on whenever the mace was nifter on the second day of HaMoed, so then the din of Nichum for 7 days from when the mace was nifter. After that, there's no din Nichum. So even if he's still sitting in Shiva, and I guess it could be he will daven in the house still. I don't know. I'm not sure. Whatever. But still, there's no, you wouldn't say Hamakom. There's still a mitzvah for Abba V'Imo or even Shulchan. There's a mitzvah of Nichum Avelim. And if even a person finds out that someone's father was nifter, 11 months in, he can still do nichum avelim. After a year, the Gemara says it's also you can't go ahead and do nichum because it's unless like it says kilu someone broke a leg and then you go remind them, oh, remember that pain in your head when you broke a leg. It says if you missed it, you missed it. But al kopanim during the regal that you do nichum, you sit and talk, whatever. He can makabel visitors for nichum. And also because the other dinei avelos of business and stuff is more kal. Let's say someone was nifter before the regel and he was knowing a little bit of veil. If you sha'achas snei regel, let's say they buried him hour before right at the siren here, right at the candlelight, right at licht, they're able to bury him. I know in Yerushalayim so they won't be osik in burying most Chaver Kadishas won't be osik in burying Mason after Chatzos on Erev Shabbos. I heard there's one Chassidish Chaver Kadisha which people use, which will do it because they want to take rid, whatever. But there's a big Indian and whatever, so they'll do it. But Alpanim, even if he's knowing by licht, they buried it by licht, and he took his shoes off, sat down for a second, whatever it is, then that's the butler of Shiva. Then Shiva's finished. And then the regals you start counting shloshim from them. Hari Shiva lifnei regel of a regel. So that 2 minutes. Is nechshav shiva 7 days out of the regel, out of the shloshim. So already then you're knocked down to 23, 22 days, whatever. V'haregel, and that's another 7 days. Mashlim aleim ad shloshim, and you're mashlim until shloshim. However many, even if you had 2 minutes then, or however many, it's 7 before, and then whatever you mashlim after. V'dafka shenog avelos v'osa shah. Has to be he actually was knowing avelos. Let's say they're covered him 2 minutes before, he didn't have a chance knowing avelos. Too bad. Or let's say he thought it was usher, or let's say whatever it is. Or shaya sabach l'chashecha. They got him in, by the skin of their teeth. Then there's no din, and therefore it's like kover meso. During shiva tzina, and then you don't. When he has to sit shiva after the moed, he has to sit shiva, and he's makabel nichumim on the moed itself. So therefore it's kedai. I mean, if they know they rush to try to, they always rush to try to bury, but when especially when it comes to burying, before Shabbos, or especially before Moed, they rush to try to bury. V'nog shiva pagel haregel. If someone was sat shiva, and in the middle the regel comes. If you sat shiva and then you started shloshim, then that's it. Once once the regular hits in the middle of shloshim is batal. Take a shower, you can different things like that. Or if it's a pet, if it's a father or mother, it's different. If it's a let's say we're talking about sister, brother, sister, thing like that, wife, then it's vatal shloshim. There's no more avelos. That's it. You can go about your day. You don't have to know you're getting avelos anymore. Chal yom shiva be'erev regel. Even if the last day of shiva is chal on erev regel, muter l'saper l'chabes be'erev regel. Even with that, since you say mixus yom kakulo, and he was noig from the night until the morning, he got up in the morning. That day you start counting that day as shloshim, and therefore and the moed is mevatalit. Who adin harachitza l'didan and ogin itzer rachitza kol shloshim. Not only the saper l'chabes, he can get a haircut, and he can, wash his clothing. My mom says in Mourning Ashkenaz is not to bathe at all for all shloshim. Again, what people are actually knowing, if you're Indian, I mean, people don't bathe at all. You do you wash aver. If a person gets dirty, different things. But it's muter lichod samach le'erev. You don't have to wait until the night. I don't think it means mamish tonight. It means very close to the night. You can do it in the afternoon. That it's even though that's fine. But he says but to get a haircut, that's only rechitza because it's a strong minhag. But as the Erev Pesach, you're allowed to do everything before chatzos. So anyway, there's an isser to do malacha after chatzos, and so therefore even before chatzos you'd be allowed to go ahead and get a haircut and things or whatever. If Yom Shmini, the whole day is Chol and Erev Yom Tov, and Yos B'Shabbos Erev Haregel, Shemuter l'Saper B'Erev Shabbos, you also are allowed to go ahead and get a haircut and all these things on Erev Shabbos. And if he didn't have a chance, he doesn't, so you don't say like, he wasn't knowing Shiva, so he has to do after. We don't say that by Shlosh. You don't say, he wasn't knowing Shlosh, he wasn't Mavatal. You don't have to Mavatal Shloshim B'Yadayim, take a haircut, whatever it is. You don't have to do that. You can still get a haircut after. It's just not around. But if he missed his chance, so then he can't take a haircut during the regular. Since he had time, he had half a day to go ahead and do it, and he didn't do it, so you lost out. Then it's good for him to get a haircut Chol HaMoed. Because he did not have time, and it was also for him to go ahead and to get a haircut. It was also for him to get a haircut before, because he was not, he's not allowed. If it's the sixth day of Shiva, falls on Erev Shabbos. He's not. We don't say, it's okay. You can't get a haircut. So he gets up from a veil on Shabbos, so therefore he can get a haircut after Yom Tov. Test how the regular levatok zera shloshim b'shar mesim. This last din is talking about shar mesim. Avi v'imo she'os l'saper ad she'garu bo chavero. There's a different shear of giur. People say, wow, you're looking like a hippie, whatever. Then that's that's a different din. Afilu pagabo a regel achar shloshim yom eno mevatel. That's not mavatel in terms of sheer ga'ara. If you be goer during Chol HaMoed, it's different sheetas about what the sheer ga'ara is. Some say it's 3 months. It's 3 months. If no one says anything to you for 3 months, then a person has to get a haircut. Some say that's the sheer has to be that way, even if people say to you. There's some machmirim that say even if people say, you need a haircut until it's a sheer of 3 months, it doesn't work. Some say for the last haircut, and some say, no, what do you mean? Even if you just tell him, no, you need a shave look, you need a haircut, even if he looks good, and that's enough. Whether a person can do that Chol HaMoed, it could be he can. Someone told me once that the biggest chesed a person can do is to go ahead and tell an ovel, you need a haircut, because then he can get it. And a lot of people aren't sensitive to it. If you don't realize, whatever. If someone is an ovel and you look, and his hair looks like, it looks like it needs a ponytail or whatever. It's a chesed to tell him. The same thing.